Hi there. Oh, hi. My name is Timmy Joe. That is a budget computer I made with an Intel Xeon processor. For all you haters out there, put a lot of freaking work in there. Wait, it's too loud. Put a lot of freaking work into this. And you're going to want to stick around and figure out what's going on here. I got a Xeon E5450, which is a socket 771 Xeon server motherboard type socket dealie. But it's in a 775 Core 2 Duo-ish quad whatever scenario motherboard, and I turned it into a budget build for, as the title or somewhere on the thumbnail no doubt states, 200 American freaking dollars. But I guess the question is, does it run PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds? Stay tuned and find out. Pen drop. Ho, 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 ho. So, I dropped my pen. Yeah, this is a budget build I've been working on for quite some time, and then a lot of crazy stuff's been happening with the channel lately, and I kind of put it by the wayside. But yesterday's video sure has made it so I should bring this back up, because I think that this might be the budget bare minimum to play PUBG. Okay, and if you haven't seen the video yesterday, maybe this is like 2 months later, you're like, what's he talking about? Well, I called out another YouTuber saying that his use of a dual core with a GT 1030 and 4 gigs of DDR2 was hella not enough to play PlayerUnknown Battleground. I in fact even proved it by replicating his system fairly closely and then showing that the player and the user experience in it was just absolute garbage. And I got a lot of flack from you guys. So I present this. I do not proclaim that this is the ultimate PlayerUnknown Battleground PC on a budget. No. You can find like a Core i5 and get that for like $100 with some half decent hardware in it, first generation, maybe DDR3, and then slap a 1050 in it. That, you know, for $200, that would be probably the ultimate. This here is getting like really long in the tooth, and even with the Xeon in here, this is a, like I said, E5450. You can put a little sticker on the back of the thing and cut some edges off. I actually bought it on eBay like that for $35, and then slapped it in a $80 computer that I got, which included that water cooler from a couple videos ago. It included this motherboard, which is a crazy EVGA SLI motherboard on a 775 socket, a Q6600, and a power supply, no hard drives, and 4 gigs of RAM. I slapped another 4 gigs in here. I put in this, I bought this 7970 at one point for $100, and an SSD, because I'm a big, an advocate for SSDs. There's just no going back once you've used one, and I don't think Random Gaming HD ever freaking uses one, so I don't know how he gets any work done. But there's a little games drive in there too, like a 320 gig like laptop hard drive or whatever, which kind of slows things down a bit. But yeah, altogether, this plays video games. In fact, it plays modern titles. I only tested 2 because I did a lot of weird testing here, and I didn't really think that it mattered too much. But basically, in this configuration, you can get away with playing Doom at 45 frames a second, medium-ish settings in Vulkan. Okay, a little bit choppy, but 1080p playable for sure. Okay, 7970, no problem. Now, play that on the same graphics card, but in my Ryzen system, gets almost 60 frames a second on high. So there's, 45 to 60, you're going from medium to high. There's a bottleneck here, and it is the freaking CPU. It's only a quad core, no hyper threading, 3 gigahertz, and I actually, I think I forgot to mention, I overclocked the bitch with this nice Arctic Hyper 212 Evo type scenario here. It's a pretty nice little cooler to 3.6 gigahertz, and I bumped up the memory to 800 when it was at 666. So moving on to Battlefield 1. not very great, but low, 25 frames a second. Couldn't do much better than that. It was totally playable at 1080p, but you'd be going down to 720p to rock some decent frame rates, that's for sure. But at 1080p, if you're not playing online, you can get away with playing Battlefield on this for sure. With this same graphics card in my Ryzen system with medium settings, I could get 62 frames a second average in Battlefield. So definitely, you know, a variance there of almost half. But the game we're moving on to talk to here, can it play PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds? Well, yes. Yes, sort of. I want to say that even in this system with quad core, so we're going up 2 cores, double the memory, you know, with a Xeon, which has much more cache, it's still pretty laggy. Okay, just the nature of this game. If you don't know this game, go play it on your system and tell me if it runs good with low-end hardware, because you're going to be like, oh, I understand. I even put the 750 from yesterday in this system, and it didn't make much of a difference. This actually was the better of the 3. I tried a 1050 Ti, I tried the 750 Ti, both with 4 gigs of memory, and then I tried the 7970 with 3 gigs of memory. And all in all, actually the 7970 was the best. I actually thought the 1050 Ti was going to edge out a win here, but for some reason this card did better than the 1050 Ti. I got an average frame rate of 39 frames a second in this after after 3 runs of 30 minutes of gameplay. And just for reference, with this card I could get 57 frames a second on medium settings in my Ryzen system with this card, when I was playing it very low to even get 39 frames a second. So if you're going up to medium settings, the experience doesn't change too much, because this is a very, very demanding game. Think about it. There's like 100 people playing in a server. There's a map that's closing in. There's explosions going off. There's planes flying overhead. It has to keep track of different people with a very far viewing distance. And I think the minimum you want to play on this is maybe low settings with the draw distance set to high. Or medium at least, and maybe the details set to medium, and in order to do that, you're getting about 30 frames a second with this card. So it's playable, but I didn't find that the experience changed much between these, because there's always those dips with this CPU. There's always that, you know, you're moving a quick movement, or 3 things are going on at the same time. Somebody's moving, a car's moving, there's an explosion, and there's that little quick blop, and you're dead because somebody took advantage of that poor system usage. So all in all, the minimum system specs for PUBG would definitely be a Core i5 minimum, a newer generation 4-core CPU, maybe, heck, for you bastards out there that think I'm running out of ideas calling out other YouTubers, Ryzen 5 1500X or 1400 probably be a really good CPU to run this game on. We will put that to the test a little later on, but do I have time to be calling out YouTubers and calling them on their bullshit? Well, not really, but I felt like it was a good video to do, because I work very, very hard on these videos, and when a guy comes out with a video every day and you can tell he's not doing all the work and all of the homework to make sure his numbers are right, and then he talks about a game, just put these here, he talks about a game he doesn't really know too much about and tries to say you can run it on some older hardware, no problem, and then shows the frickin' road as his only on-screen gameplay with nothing going on in the background, showing 30 frames a second. I need to call that out, okay? Because there's guys like me. There's a guy in Germany that actually emailed me. His channel is in English, Creative Corner, Creative Act, German channel. My German is terrible, but fellow decided he wanted to do a video on this as well, and asked for my permission to use my video, because you know, as a point of reference, because he also saw that this video was just kind of shit out. So I'm not the only one, and I appreciate all the people in the comments that, you know, came to my defense. You know, the people that actually know a thing or two about this old hardware and PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. Because like when you, like it's 10 hours into this, and to switch drivers between this and they're the same freaking company, takes 45 minutes. Imagine when you have to switch to the AMD and then you have to update PlayerUnknown Battleground because there was a huge update for it and it takes 45 minutes. And then there's all these things that are eating up your time. And when, you know, Random Gaming HD does a video and you can tell he just slapped a computer together and pretended like it worked, I think I deserve to call that out. And I said a million times in that video that I really like his channel and that I envy his like success on YouTube, and then I aspire, and it's kind of making me think maybe I shouldn't be doing a video a day, but we'll come to that conclusion a little later. I'm at WatchTimmyJoe on Instagram and Twitter. Follow me, hit the subscribe button. Ryzen 5 build coming up in an ITX situation. This isn't mine. This isn't contest stuff. This is given to me for review, stuff that I have to give back. Also, why don't, you know, I'll put a real review of this up there. This is a 1050 Ti Strix with 4 GB of memory. Pretty cool. I might even do see how far you can go with one of these on some other games. 750 Ti, but for all you trolls out there that think I'm just making up bullshit about, you know, the performance of a YouTuber's computer, like, come on, guys. I'm not trying to call somebody out just for YouTube drama. I saw a problem and I thought I'd make a little video calling him out to see if he'd maybe give a response and show some findings. Maybe I'm completely wrong and my system from yesterday just doesn't amount, well, I know for a fact, like, here's the proof. But I will see you guys in another video. I've been rambling too much. Thanks very much for watching. And you know what? For the 2 people I lost in subscribers yesterday, I gained a bunch of, you know, subscribers and had some real love. And the like to dislike ratio on that video is still pretty high. So it makes me feel pretty good. Thanks for watching my video, guys. I will see you guys in the next freaking video. Ciao.